Hello, everyone. This is Josh Vision, and I'm here with my Season 6, Episode 4 review of Vikings. So, in this episode, a lot of things happen. So, first off, let's start with Ivar and Oleg's, situation when it comes to the Rus. So, Ivar starts planting the seeds of a possible overthrow of Prince Oleg. So, he speaks with Igor early in the episode, and he talks about how Prince Oleg's not really the one in charge, despite Igor thinks that's the case. He's like, no, you're the one that's the rightful heir to the throne. You're the king. He's really just there, until you become of age. So you have to start thinking that, like you're like a god amongst your people, the farmers, the community, like you're the leader. So I believe this is touched upon even more after Ivar wakes up from a dream. And Igor's like, do you really think that I'm everything you say, that I am? And that I am the one in charge, and that I am the leader? And I was like, yes, of course. So Igor smiles and sort of walks away. But while he's walking away, he says, hey, by the way, Prince Oleg wants you. So it's during this conversation that we truly see, in my opinion, the growth of Ivar to a certain extent. Only a little sample of the growth of Ivar. Compared, like right now compared to Ivar from the past. Now, I'm gonna do a video on this later, but it seems to me that Oleg, and I probably mentioned this in my other videos, but Oleg reminds me very much of like Ivar back in season 4, and even to a certain extent, early season 5, in which he lets his temper and his emotions like really kind of control him. Now, Oleg mentions to Ivar that he finally has the fleet available, for the invasion of Cadogan. So Ivar's like, okay, cool, dude. I'm looking forward to it. And Oleg's like, yeah, and after we take over Cadogan, I'm going to place you on the throne. And we know with Ivar, it's like, dude, it's like, come on, dude. It's like, I don't want you to place me on the throne as your puppet, And he's like, listen, bro, we're cool and all, but let's be honest, I'm giving you I'm giving you a lot more than you actually deserve, And then Ivar's like, and it was kind of weird the way Ivar did it. Ivar was thinking about his words very carefully. It was like he was just doing it just to get a reaction out of him. He was like, but wait, I'm a god. So it's like as soon as Ivar mentioned the word god, Oleg lost his crap. He was like, listen, you're not a god, okay? I'm the one that's giving you power. Remember that? And if you ever betray me, I will throw your boneless corpse in with my beloved wife in this mausoleum. You got that? And it was funny because it seemed like he was trying to punk Ivar. But he knew he couldn't punk Ivar because Ivar was not flinching. Ivar was just smiling and smirking like, I know how to manipulate you now. Like, it's like Ivar is so smart and intelligent. He's learned the tricks from what he learned from Oleg earlier in the episodes. What makes him tick and how to, all that stuff. Ivar is such a quick study. But yeah, later in the episode, we see Ivar actually give Prince Oleg's brother some food, and he mentions to him, listen, I'm going to need your help to overthrow Prince Oleg. And the guy's like, okay, cool. If we're able to do this, I'll give you every type of castle you want, women, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't give a crap about the castle, dude. I just want to overthrow this dude. That's all that matters, So we're done with the Ivar storyline. So let's get to the whole thing with Cadogan. So Visik is basically stuck in the same blender he's been in for the past few episodes. He's like he's a drunk. He's basically half mad, and all he thinks about is Thora and Ivar. Well, Thora's burnt body and her corpse like haunting him for not being their protector, and Ivar wanted to kill him every waking second of the day. So we see Visik in this place, like near the docks, and he's passed out, and basically Ube and Amma, the girl who's been basically taking care of Visik, well, taking care of him as much as she possibly can, they find him there and they try to wake him up. So Ube tells Visik, listen, I know how you feel as though you're not giving that much respect or, responsibility. So I'm giving you the chance to show your talents and, I want you to be the leader of our little trade deal on the Silk Road when it comes to China and possibly Russia. And Vince he's happy about it. He's like, listen, I want to help you, man. I'm just going through some stuff. And you see Ube and him hug, but you see the look on Ube's face. It's kind of like a look of concern. At the same time, it's like a look of, yo, I am almost done with this dude's BSery. Like, seriously. And later in the episode, when Visick misses yet another meeting, I believe, Ube tells Visick, listen, I'm tired of you. You're really pathetic right now. I don't want to see you. Now, I'm trying to remember if he says I don't want to see you again or I don't want to see you right now. But either way, the message was felt and heard quite loudly. And we end the scene for Visick in this episode with Visick literally crawling away, running away from a vision Ivar threatening to kill him. With his little spikes that Ivar, the spikes Ivar used when he's going crocodile style, and he was about to use those specific spikes to kill Lagertha. Bjorn didn't show up in season 4B a couple seasons ago. But either way, so let's talk about Lagertha and her community village defense against the bandits. So Lagertha has a meeting with the remaining people in her community, the women and the old men, the leftover old men and boys and all that stuff. So she has some people put in charge of scouting, some people with defense, trenches and barricades, all that crap, and so on and so forth. So I believe one of her grandkids was actually in charge of the scouting party to see where the bandits were, so on and so forth. So the battle was kind of brief, and Lagertha and company were surprisingly able to basically repel the bandits from taking over, their community. But there was a tremendous cost. There was a good amount of people that died during the fight, as well as one of the, victims being Lagertha's own grandson, who was killed in a very sad and tragic way because the bandits saw, even though he knew him and his men lost, he saw the kid in the open. It was no need for him to do that. For him to go after that kid. And I know he knows whose grandson that is. And whose kid that is. That's Bjorn Ironside's kid. And that's Ragnar's kid. And Lagertha and Ragnar's grandchild. So he knew exactly what he was doing. And you see him going at him. And it's like your timing. You're trying to see if Lagertha's going to stop the dude from killing her grandson. But she misses him at the last moment. Her sword barely misses his horse. And he swings his sword and strikes the boy, and the boy eventually dies from his wound. And right when this happens, we see a scene of Gunhild having a vision of Lagertha's village being burned or destroyed, or people dying, so on and so forth, and a certain boy, dying. So basically, she had a vision of kind of the future or the present, or whatever. So she tells this to Torvi, and Torvi is kind of convinced that this is the case. It's you could tell that 9% of her really believes so. The other 10 is kind of suspicious. And I thought it was ironic that Ube was the one that was there while they're talking about it. Because remember, Ube's mother, Queen Asta, likes to have the same visions. She would have visions of bad omens, stuff like that. And it's kind of ironic because Ube, much like his father, didn't really pay much attention to that. He's like, man, that's a bunch of BS, essentially. If there was any type of destruction or mayhem at Lagertha's little village, we would have found out about it. But Torvi, like I said before, she believes something did happen at least. And I believe Bjorn's wife Gunhild, she decides to go with her people to check it out. And Torvi commands her basically to tell her news as soon as she can give it to her, essentially. So to end this review, let's talk about Bjorn, King Harold Finehair, and King Olaf. So basically, we have King Olaf telling Bjorn, essentially, that he now has Bjorn and King Harold prisoner. And Bjorn's like, well, you're right. You have weakened my manpower, but either way, the longer this thing goes on, even if you were to kill me, your army's going to get weaker, and y'all won't have enough storage to keep this up. And someone else would take you out. Probably one of my brothers will. So either way, we win, And King Olaf's like, yeah, you're right. But I want to speak to you and King Harold about something different and very important. So I'll call you guys when I feel like it very soon. So it seems what King Olaf was talking about was actually a new king of Norway, because he said he's tired of their people, including himself, of always having these stupid, pointless war between kings and queens about this and that, these petty problems. He feels that there should be one king of Norway, and obviously it has to be done through like election, but he's giving his nomination to Bjorn, and he feels that Bjorn's the best candidate considering his accomplishments and also being the son of Ragnar Lothbrok. And King Harald, you can tell he feels kind of disrespected and slighted by this, considering he's basically the king of all Norway with the exception of Cadogan, but the wheels are turning in his head because he realized that despite, King Olaf giving his obvious favoritism towards Bjorn, he is the one, King Harald, that has basically all of Norway to himself, with the exception of Cadogan. So obviously he could get some votes as well, if not even more votes than Bjorn. So the wheels are starting to turn in his head, and he's looking forward to this vote for the king of all Norway. So I believe, oh wait, there's one more thing. Bjorn and Flatnose. So finally Flatnose tells Bjorn what really happened with the settlement, about the bad crops, basically the family feuds, like the bull crap that Floki had to deal with, Ivan killing his pregnant daughter and one of his sons, the back and forth, and how he ended up killing all of Ivan's family, and how Floki basically just left and didn't want to deal with any more of it, saying that humans are just too much of a headache to deal with. But Bjorn believes that Floki would not do that. That Floki must have been killed by Flatnose. And until Floki shows up, he's going to be accused of murder, or at the very least, he's going to think or believe that he killed Floki. So either way, Flatnose is kind of effed. You know what I mean? Fucked, right now. And in my opinion, I feel as though Bjorn is kind of right, because, it's kind of hard because it's like Bjorn has known Floki for a long time, and that is basically someone that's like an uncle to him, like his family. But it's Floki, bruh. Like, Floki is unpredictable. Floki is Floki is so, what's the word? Like, fickle. If we're being honest, besides religion, Floki's like fickle with everything besides like religion and boat building. He's fickle with everything, even his relationships, But yeah, so Bjorn made basically another enemy, with Flatnose, because he doesn't have any evidence that Flatnose killed Floki, but he feels that he did. So now Flatnose is planning on killing Bjorn, and I'm interested to see how this is going to go, because we already know that Ube has a problem with Flatnose. Now Bjorn. And makes me wonder, is Flatnose going to join King Harald to possibly take out Bjorn? What do you guys think? So, yeah, that's all I got, you guys. If I miss anything, please write some comments down below in the comment section. And, yeah, that's all I got. Adios, you guys. Have a good one.